Alright, hello everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I'm using my ASMR voice. My boyfriend's asleep in the other room because it is a little early. The one next week, the Nintendo Direct next week, is even earlier. So these might be chill stream reactions. I'll notify him of. I might not be able to contain myself for some of the reveals next week, but if you're just popping in, we're gonna watch the last Switch 1 Direct that Nintendo just announced yesterday. It's starting right now, oh my god. I don't have any predictions for this, I kinda just wanna chill and see what happens, so we're jumping into it. Is this Dragon Quest 4? Or is this just a compilation of all the games they've remastered so far? I really have to play these remakes. They're so gorgeous. Thank you for the resub, Lamar. And yeah, the VOD will be up. I've got work after this, so it won't be a long stream. Bye. Okay, it is a bundle. I was gonna say, I was like, would they announce another remake for the Switch 1 at this point?
And I'll be your guide for today's Nintendo Direct. Today, we'll be providing information on upcoming Nintendo Switch games.
I love Nintendo Switch.
We'll also have a Nintendo Direct for Nintendo Switch 2 on April 2nd. So please tune in for that as well.
We will be
what you
seated.
Just saw was Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D remake from Square Enix. Another character appeared at the end. What kind of adventure awaits? We hope you're
I
excited.
don't know
for
enough
more
about
information
Dragon
in the
Quest to
future.
know the importance
Okay,
of
let's see
it,
the
but
first batch of
or
headlines.
the importance of this announcement. But I know
Escape from dire straits.
those remakes are gorgeous and very highly anticipated.
2 minutes until oxygen 0.
Me when oxygen 0. Might as well start using it all up.
The latest entry in the The Somnium Files series is stirring. You are Kaname Date, a special agent with a
No,
sophisticated AI
I'm only
called
Cookie
Iva
Doll.
embedded in his left eye. Your mission is to track down Iris, an internet idol who has been trapped in a mysterious escape game. Conduct interviews to investigate Iris's whereabouts.
Actually, my
Dive
sister
into
might
a
like this
subject's
game.
dreams to reveal
She likes
clues
investigation
hidden deep within their psyche.
investigation
And
games.
solve mind-bending puzzles in an explorable environment. Everything you learn will bring you one step closer to the truth. Uncover what's hidden in reality and dreams to rescue Iris. No sleep for Kaname
I don't
Date
know if
from
she'd
The
be
Somnium
into the
Files
bunny girl
launches
thing
on
or
the
not
Nintendo
though.
Switch
But
system
she is
July
into
25th.
detective games and into choice-based
Unleash the
stuff, which looked like there was a little bit of that in there. Another detective?
A classic Atlas action RPG returns with remastered HD graphics and enhanced gameplay. Set in the capital city in the year Taisho 20, Raido Kuzunoha makes his living as an apprentice detective. But unbeknownst to others, he also fights alongside demons as a devil summoner.
Is this
To
bitch
protect the
Doctor Who?
capital,
Where's he
Raido must
get
investigate
where's he
a
get this
series of
screwdriver?
supernatural cases. Fight in real-time battles alongside demons you summon. Work with your demons to strike an enemy's weak point, then follow up with a powerful attack. Cooperation is the key to victory. You can even turn opposing demons into allies. Demons can also be useful outside of battle. And their powers are helpful in finding solutions during investigations.
Is that
Guide
Gumby?
Raido through a series of strange incidents
I assume you're the bird who gave us a call?
as he uncovers a conspiracy that will shake the capital to its core. Raido Remastered, The Mystery of the Soulless Army, launches on Nintendo Switch June 19th.
Okay, so they've got some summer
Pre-orders begin
releases
later
on
today
Switch
on
ones still.
Nintendo eShop. Consume darkness.
Oh, this is
With
that
your memories gone,
evil
you've been
Pac-Man
summoned
game,
to a
right?
strange, unfamiliar world.
Yeah.
Where you're greeted by a yellow orb known as Puck. But who is this spherical
Wait, is this because he
stranger?
was supposed to
More
be?
in a
Did you know he was
mysterious,
originally supposed to be
maze-like
called
world.
Puckman?
Your battle for survival begins.
But they were worried about the side of the arcade
As
machines
Puck
that kids
guides
would
you on your
scratch out
journey,
the
you'll
peak.
delve deeper into the expansive world. By examining your surroundings, you can phase shift and combine with Puck to explore areas you couldn't reach before. But tread lightly.
I have
The
to watch
creatures
the
inhabiting this world will
the
prove
like short
hostile.
series, the
When
episode with
facing
the
imposing enemies, you
evil
and Puck can
Pac-Man
temporarily fuse into the Gaia form to unleash
setting. I believe
powerful
this is a
attacks.
game based around that, or more likely the show was
By
probably
consuming your prey, you'll
that
collect
episode ties
resources
into
that
this.
can then be used to enhance your abilities.
Which I
Work
think this
to
is pretty
uncover
dope.
Puck's true goal.
Also, hello Mona Pizza. How
and
are you
devour
doing
enemies
this
to
morning?
survive this cruel world. Experience
I'm
a
so
dark twist on
sleepy.
the iconic Pac-Man when Shadow Labyrinth launches on Nintendo Switch July 18th. The rhythmic march begins.
Rhythm.
Remasters of Patapon and Patapon 2 are drumming onto Nintendo Switch as one bundle.
Aside from the Shadow Labyrinth title, it looks like a lot of remakes and remasters, which is what I anticipated for this.
For example, Pata 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 Pawn advances them forward, while Pawn Pawn Pata Pawn has them attack.
Ooh, I
And
like
if you
this.
string together combos with good timing, the Patapons enter fever mode and get a big boost in power. From the horse-riding Kiba Pawn to the shield-savvy Tate Pawn, build up your battalion to take on hordes of fierce foes. Plus, new features have been added, so you can advance to the beat of your own drum. Lead the Patapons and march
I
forward.
love them.
When Patapon 1
I would die
Plus
for
2
them.
Replay launches on Nintendo Switch, July 11th. Welcome to Zephyrtown, a cozy place nestled in a windswept valley. This is where your new
this
life
Fantasyland?
begins.
Is this Fantasyland? Oh, Story Seasons. This is pretty good, though.
First cropping up on the Nintendo DS system, this immersive farming and life sim has no shortage of activities to get up to.
Oh, you must be the new farmer.
Tend to your farm while growing crops and caring for animals.
The cows. Ooh,
Then sell your produce and other wares at the town's weekly bazaar.
good as hell.
As bazaar sales grow, you'll help the once famous market regain its former splendor.
Inspiring, honestly.
You can also get to know the locals
I'd like to spend more time with you.
and maybe nurture a relationship if you find that special someone.
We're the bachelors. Where's Sebastian?
Plus, taking advantage of Zephyrtown's
Please?
windy conditions can make travel and other tasks a breeze. The winds of change are coming, and your new life on the farm begins when Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar launches on the Nintendo Switch system August 27th.
The world design, just from that trailer alone, looks like
Please look
really
forward
good.
to the latest entry in the Story of Seasons
Just
series.
looks nice and lively and complete.
Next,
Almost
please
looks like
take a look at this.
Hobbiton, with like some of the houses look sunken into the hills. Metroid? I'm good, I'm good. Ooh, baby! Oh, she's so iconic.
This is the unknown planet Vuros. Here, Samus finds a verdant jungle with a colossal tree at its center. In order to survive,
It just
and escape
gave
this
me,
planet that she was
it
unexpectedly
just gave me a
transported to,
Metroid vibe.
Samus must scan stone figures and other relics to carve a path forward. She's not alone, though. Abhorrent, alien creatures living in the jungle are waiting to strike. As she explores the planet, Samus is granted mysterious and ancient powers. Psychic abilities. These powers allow Samus
She's
to
got
operate
so
mechanisms
much
and
stuff
open
just
doors.
in her veins.
They also allow her to control the trajectory of her beams with the power of her mind. But why were these powers bestowed upon Samus?
She needs a doctor so badly. This is kind of giving me Twilight Princess vibes with the visuals and the cinematics so far. But it still very much feels like the Metroid Prime trilogy.
Will be her fate after being summoned to Vuros. The threads intertwining beyond space and time are beginning to weave a new tale.
Oh, that looks it's still listed to come this year. I wonder if this has any connections to the information we find out in Metroid 5. Which is Metroid Dread. Like that big reveal. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's sick as...
It looks like even
That's
more
a good
challenges
suit.
await Samus. We hope you're looking forward to exploring with Samus's new psychic abilities. Okay, let's move on.
Only
to some more
played the
headlines.
pinball game. Hey, you played the banger.
Ready
That's
to
all that
stir
matters.
up some mischief?
You played a banger.
Once upon a time, there was a drab coffee shop that transformed into a magical potion cafe. As the newest potionista of the Cursed Cafe, you'll craft
Disney
concoctions for
Cafe
Disney villains
game? Oh my
and
god.
get to know them in a new light. Mix ingredients to brew all sorts of strange elixirs. Then serve them to your villainous visitors, including Ursula
How much?
and Gaston. With help from Yzma, you can
Yzma.
upgrade your ingredients to produce some wildly wicked creations. The potions you make can influence each customer's storylines, leading to different outcomes every time you play. Who knows what mischief might happen?
This is
Disney
some Once Upon a
Villains
Time
Cursed
shit.
Cafe launches on Nintendo Switch later today.
Only thing is, they didn't show much of like the cafe UI,
Summon a spellbinding
like the actual like
adventure.
concocting stuff, other than the plant thing, which makes me worried it's not an actual barista, like more in-depth UI.
Welcome to Witchbrook College, where students strive
It's more
to
just
master the
inventory
magical
management,
arts.
which is still
During
good
class,
with
use magic circles to
can
perform
still be good
rituals,
with a proper
fly on
visuals and
brooms,
story, but
and learn advanced techniques to go from witch in training to
I'll watch some
skilled
gameplay of it.
spellcaster.
this is
There's also
adorable.
plenty to do outside of class. Hang out with friends at their homes.
It's like a Stardew.
Take on various jobs.
This
to help
looks like
pay
a
for
Stardew,
tuition,
but like University Core, Magic
or
University
use the
Core.
spells you've
This
learned
is perfect.
to craft and sell original items.
It's very
Plus,
like
up to
Kiki's
4
delivery
players can make
service.
magic together in online co-op. Explore this
The live
whimsical
sim
world on the
portion of
road to
these
graduation
directs, I know
and
people hate
beyond.
them, but they always get me so
Are you
badly.
ready for a spellbinding journey?
If we didn't have,
Enrollment begins when Witchbrook
oh,
flies
it,
onto Nintendo
it's
Switch
coming out at
this
the
holiday.
end of the year though. We might have the availability. I was gonna say if it was this
Adventure
summer,
and arcade games
we're kind
await.
of booked with Fantasy
Set
Life
off
is
on
my
a
plan,
fantastical
and whatever
mission
the Switch
to
2
eliminate a
announces.
mysterious deity. In this
We might be able to play
hand-drawn
that.
platforming adventure,
We might be
you'll
able to
explore an
play that for
expansive
Christmas.
archipelago where
Hello,
nightmares and wonder
Fluey.
collide.
You haven't
Upgrade
missed
your
too
trusty
much.
cane
It's
with
mostly
magical parts. Then
when the
use
live
its
sim
abilities to
portion of
find
it, I
your own
think
path
now.
through the
We did
enchanting
see
world.
Prime 4,
Can you
which looks
uncover the
amazing.
secrets the archipelago holds? Find out when the eternal life of Goldman
It's mostly
launches
been
on Nintendo Switch this
remakes
holiday.
and remasters prior to this.
Celebrate the 40th anniversary of Gradius with
But
a
today's
collection of
direct is all
arcade
Switch
shoot 'em up
1
games
stuff,
from across the series.
and then next Wednesday will be
Titles
the
include
Switch 2
Gradius,
direct, the big
Salamander,
one.
Light Force, Gradius 2, Gradius 3,
Don't tell me
and
Gradius 4.
Salamander 2.
Exactly.
Some titles come
They
with
didn't tell me.
multiple versions, including ones from different regions and launch years. Plus, take the helm in a brand new entry, Salamander 3.
I'm glad
Gradius
retro
Origins
games like this
launches
get
on the Nintendo
new
Switch
entries when they get
system August 7th.
remastered. That makes me
Pre-orders
really
begin
happy.
later today on Nintendo eShop. Battle to the beat in Rift of the Necro Dancer. Press the corresponding buttons in each
Rift
lane
of
to
the
fight
Necro
monsters
Dancer?
in rhythm-based combat. Keep the cadence going with epic boss battles, quirky minigames, remix stages, and global leaderboards.
I didn't know they made like
Plus,
Guitar
more
Hero
musical
Necro
mayhem
Dancer
awaits in
game.
the Celeste Music Pack paid DLC.
Well, I mean, they're
And
announcing it
be
now,
on the
so
lookout for more
no one knew.
DLC in the future. Rift of the Necro Dancer launches on Nintendo
That's sick.
Switch later today. Let's see what's in store.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Welcome to
god.
Tamagotchi Plaza,
I
a
love
brand new entry in the
Tamagotchis.
Tamagotchi Connection series.
Oh my god.
There are stores.
I just killed
galore.
one over the holidays,
Design
but
glasses at the eyewear shop. Polish pearly whites solo or with a friend at the dentist. And arrange plates at the afternoon tea shop. 12 wonderful stores need your help. Provide good customer service to get high ratings and upgrade each shop.
beautiful.
In doing so, you'll get to meet more Tamagotchi, making the town livelier than before.
I love
With
them.
over 100 new and classic Tamagotchi, business is sure to be booming.
They have a
Get ready to set up
cafe.
shop when Tamagotchi Plaza launches on Nintendo Switch June 27th.
I'm really excited for this. Pokemon X is my favorite Pokemon game, which used to be a controversial thing to say. When it was the most recent Pokemon game, I remember growing up, people were like, if you like that new gen stuff, you're not a real Pokemon fan.
Series.
But now that it's not new gen anymore, people are like, Pokemon X, those were the days, that was a good game.
The setting is this metropolis.
Well, this game's for me, I've been waiting on this one.
Pokemon Y games, Lumio City. To make it easier for people and Pokemon to
I'm
coexist,
so excited.
a company named Quasartico Inc. is carrying out an urban redevelopment plan. Here, we'll get a glimpse into the lives of the Pokemon and people of Lumio City.
Yeah, I never got the hate. Most
Scattered
people are
all
like,
over
it just
town
doesn't
are
feel
wild
like a
zones.
Pokemon game. And I'm like,
These
how?
areas are special
what way?
environments where wild Pokemon can live comfortably, even within the city.
I think it has one like the
You can catch
deepest
Pokemon
and
here.
darkest stories in the Pokemon universe lore-wise, and then
But they might be hostile.
I think the
If you
starters
sense
and the
trouble,
legendaries,
get
they're
to
pretty
safety.
good.
There are Pokemon that live outside wild
And then yeah,
zones too.
the world design,
Some of
that's
them
what
can even be
sells me
found
on it. It's just
on
the immersion
rooftops.
once you get to the city. But even some of the towns around the
People
city
and Pokemon live
are really well
easygoing
developed.
lives in Lumio City.
Which we won't get to see in this because it's just Lumio City, I believe.
When
But
night falls, the city's aura transforms. Highly skilled trainers are invited to participate in a tournament, the ZA Royale. Trainers await in battle zones.
the city just turns into Fight
If you're
Club at
spotted,
night.
they'll challenge you to battle.
Oh my god, it does. This is the Purge.
Strike first before being seen, and you'll land a surprise attack. During battles,
I also really
using a
like
super
the,
effective
even though I
move at
never
the right
really
moment is
beat
key.
it, but just as a casual, in a casual gaming sense, I really
And
like the first
with Mega
Pokemon
Evolution,
Legends.
some
I think
Pokemon
it
can power
was a
up
breath of
even
fresh
more.
air, even though it's still not perfect and has a lot
You'll
of
start
flaws.
at
It was a
rank
breath
Z
of
and
fresh
work
air
your
that the
way up to
Pokemon
rank A.
series really needed.
Trainers who reach the top are said to have a wish granted. Day and night are two sides to Lumio City. It seems there are even more secrets waiting to be uncovered. What will you find on your adventure? Pokemon Legends ZA launches on Nintendo Switch later this year.
In Lumio City, where the game is set, the aura transforms between day and night.
Chat,
It seems
does
there
this
are
have
even more
aura?
secrets to uncover. Please be on the lookout for more information in the future. Next, please take a look at this.
What time is it?
Hello there. Boop. The game you're about to see, boop, doesn't have a big, epic story. Boop. But what it does have is lots of funny little rhythm games. Boop. You wanna see? Boop.
That's
Just press
me.
the button to jump through the ring. Boop.
That's literally me. No.
It sounds easy. But the timing is super tricky. Boop. Maybe you could try it in time to a rhythm. In this game, you might do almost anything, but you'll need to do it in rhythm. With practice, you might even be able to play it with your eyes closed.
Oh, I'm sure I could. I played Melody of Memory with my eyes closed.
Get into the rhythm with a brand new entry in the Rhythm Heaven series,
I was gonna say, this is absolutely rhythm.
Rhythm Heaven Groove.
Look at that dog.
That was Rhythm Heaven Groove, a brand new entry in the Rhythm Heaven series. It includes lots of music produced by renowned Japanese musician Tsunku. What kinds of rhythms do you think you'll hear? We hope you're looking forward to it.
They don't spam the button when it's saves.
Next, we have news about the use of digital games on your system. Please
I
take a
don't think
look.
that person was a real gamer.
With game cards, you can put a game featuring Mario in this Nintendo Switch system and a Legend of Zelda game in this one, freely inserting the games you have on hand into any system you want. But what if digital games could be as flexible and convenient as game cards?
Yeah.
Well, here's what we came up with. Introducing the Virtual Game Card. In the future, virtual game cards can be used for digital games.
What?
When purchasing the digital version of a game, it will be loaded onto your system as a virtual game card, allowing you to play that title.
Hi, Artie, come here.
Your digital games will be lined up as virtual game cards on a dedicated management screen.
Uh-huh.
Here, you can load and eject your virtual game cards and manage which games you can play on your system. If you have two Nintendo Switch systems, you can eject a virtual game card from one and load it onto the second. Now you can play this game on the second system wherever and whenever you want, just as if you had inserted a physical game card. With virtual game cards, you can freely load and arrange which games you play on up to two systems. Local communication with your second system is required, but only the first time.
I was gonna say, what makes it better than just
You can
fully
also lend out
downloading the
virtual
game?
game cards to your Nintendo account family group members.
But I guess it's the
Connect to your family group member
instantaneous part
system
of it.
via local wireless when you want to lend a game.
And the
Choose
family
title you're
thing.
lending
That actually,
and who you're lending it
that'll
to.
help a lot actually. Whenever my family's like, dang, did you bring this game? And I'm like, no, I forgot.
And you're done.
This is the solution.
They can now play
This
on
is
their own
really-
system.
This is cool. I don't know how
You
much
can
I'll
only lend
use it
one
on my
game
own.
at a time to a particular person. Games can be lent out for 2 weeks, after which they will automatically return to you.
It's good.
making digital games even easier to use. Virtual Game Card.
I bet this is going to be important for Switch too. That's why they're developing it now, so you can
The virtual
like
game card
transfer
feature
games a
lets
lot
you swap
quicker
games
between
between
your
Nintendo
Switch 1 and
systems,
Switch 2.
as well as to Nintendo Switch 2 systems. This feature is planned to be added via a system update in late April.
Why late
Let's take a
April?
look at more Nintendo Switch games.
Why late April? Is there something going on? Alright, looks like we're nearing the end of the 30-minute period. So I'm guessing they're gonna... Yeah, they're doing the sizzle reel, which means it's possible we'll have the, and one more thing. I would love if the and one more thing was Wind Waker and Twilight Princess, but that's just me. I don't think it will be, but I don't think it will be something like a really huge title, honestly. I think it would be smarter to save all of that for Switch 2. Or they might not do it and one more thing. They might just be like, the one more thing is wait your turn. Yes! Oh! Oh no, did you guys see the performance in that? That was a little worrisome. Everything else I've seen of Fantasy Life I has been phenomenal though.
An HD
But why
remaster
did they
of Saga
include
Frontier 2 is venturing on to Nintendo Switch.
a clip with frame
Meet
drops?
Gustav, the Royal Heir, and Will the Explorer. Two heroes whose fates and legacies will intertwine across generations in this epic RPG. Experience the original story, along with brand new events that expand the vibrant world of Sondale. Plus, team up with more characters in battle. And transfer stats to allies through the parameter inheritance system. After finishing the main story, you can test your mettle and might against even more powerful bosses. What histories will you uncover through the ages? Saga Frontier 2 Remastered launches on Nintendo Switch
A lot of
later
stuff
today.
dropping either this summer or today.
Monumental adventures await.
I thought we were gonna have the one more thing.
Embark
There's a
on
few more
peaceful journeys
things.
across this series of beautiful puzzle games. Wander through isometric worlds filled with stunning landscapes to manipulate, optical illusions to discover, and mystifying secrets to unfold. In Monument Valley, lead the silent Princess Ida in her quest for forgiveness while
I
outsmarting
was trying
the
to take a
enigmatic
bath on
crow
my
people.
lap. Oh
A
my
different
god.
journey awaits in Monument Valley too.
Sir.
Guide
Sir.
Ro in her adventure through motherhood as she and her
Sir.
child unlock the secrets of the sacred geometry. Both games contain all their additional chapters, add-ons, and DLC. The first two Monument Valley games launch on Nintendo Switch April 15th. Pre-orders begin
Yeah,
later
a lot of
today
bundles
on
of
Nintendo eShop.
stuff too, so it definitely feels like the end of Switch
Help
1.
Noor on her journey to restore the world's light in Monument Valley 3, setting sail on Nintendo Switch this summer. A brand new entry in the Everybody's Golf series is driving onto Nintendo Switch.
Ha ha ha, that's so funny. Cause you drive a
Time your
car
button
and golf.
press just right and take your shot.
Nice shot.
Perform
Sheep,
backspins,
man.
side spins, and other special shots. In the single-player challenge mode, compete in tournaments and face off against a range of rivals to become
Where did the
the
bunny
ultimate
go?
golfer. In Wacky Golf, your shots could get pulled into holes, or obstacles might fall. It's golf that's not quite par for the course. Up to 4 golfers can hit the fairway together locally or in online play. So just relax and get ready to tee off. Everybody's Golf Hot Shots lands on Nintendo Switch this year.
Captain
Unite
America.
some of Marvel's greatest superheroes in the fight against evil. Pair up 2 heroes from the roster of 15, including the likes of the spectacular Spider-Man and the ferocious Wolverine, to take on the challenge. From close quarters combatants to aerial aces, you can mix and match a variety of heroes for an amazing array of possibilities. And swap between your team of 2 at any time. Take advantage of your team's strengths to overwhelm your foes. Plus, up to 4 players can assemble for local or online co-op play. The battle for the fate of the Marvel Universe begins when Marvel Cosmic Invasion launches on the Nintendo Switch system this holiday.
That was Marvel Cosmic Invasion, where you'll battle as a tag team of different superheroes. Next is our last game announcement. Please take a look.
Ooh, ooh. Zelda, please. Not Zelda. Oh. Oh God, please. Please, God.
How refreshing.
I gotta call my sister. I gotta call my sister.
Hiya.
Katie, are you watching this? Girl, wake up.
Tomodachi Life. Living the dream.
2026. Guys, we're playing this day one. The Metopia gang's getting put in the best game series ever made. I've been waiting for this.
Did you want to talk?
I've been waiting for this so long.
Glad that was only a dream.
Look at. We gotta analyze this. We gotta analyze this frame by frame.
That was Tomodachi Life Living the Dream, the first new entry in the series in over 10 years. In the trailer, we saw Mii characters
The
living
little.
on an island
I should have
out at
known
sea.
from the fart.
What kinds of interactions do you think
They
they'll have?
always be farting in Tomodachi Life. The
I
fighting.
hope you're looking forward to it.
Ooh. Text my sister right now.
Thank you for watching today's Nintendo Direct so far.
Did they upload the single link
Our
trailer?
final announcement is something a little different that's not a game.
They
Here's
just
Mr.
announced
Miyamoto
the
to introduce it.
Tomodachi Life.
Hello, I'm Shigeru Miyamoto. Thank you for watching today's Nintendo Direct. Since 2011, Nintendo Direct
Do you
has
think
delivered Nintendo news
Patrick and
directly
Eggman, they promised
to
they
you.
would allow gay marriage
And
in the
now,
next
these
Tomodachi Life, so we
presentations
can
have grown into
actually
an
have
event
Patrick and Eggman
that
get
many
married,
people watch.
unless they back out on the
Thank you
on
all
that
very
promise
much.
again.
We'll continue to broadcast Nintendo Direct presentations, but we're also launching a new channel based on the concept of delivering information to you directly. This is a smart device app called Nintendo Today,
A Nintendo
which
News
functions
app.
like a daily calendar. In the app, you can view different Nintendo events. We will also be delivering all sorts
This is
of content
because-
about Nintendo games and characters every day.
I'm so excited. Oh my god.
After the Nintendo
This is
Direct for
because they
Nintendo
wanna get
Switch
off
2
Twitter, I
on
bet.
April 2nd. News about Nintendo Switch 2 will be delivered to you daily and directly through the Nintendo Today app as well. Nintendo Today will be available to download on smart devices later today. Anyone with a Nintendo account can use the app, so please try it out.
We will be downloading it.
That's
I'm
all
so
I have to share.
happy.
I hope you enjoy
Oh
using
my
Nintendo Today.
That's all for today's Nintendo
This is
Direct.
because everyone on Twitter always posts
Thank you
fake
for watching.
Nintendo Direct news, and they don't want to be on Twitter anymore, I bet. So they're like, just download the app. You'll know when the next Direct is, just download the damn app. Well. didn't think they'd have a big announcement. I guess something like Tomodachi Life, since this is all for Switch 1, guaranteed it'll be something that they advertise heavily for Switch 2 as well, and probably have a Switch 2 version, but something like Tomodachi Life makes sense to have on Switch 1 as well. Just because it's such a huge audience of people. Oh my god. Alright, so highlights. Highlights of what we liked. Let's see, where was... Where was Metroid? Oh wait, Story of Seasons? Was Metroid really? It was right before the Life Sim stuff, I thought. Oh, it was like right in the middle, actually. Story of Seasons? I love a good Story of Seasons game. And like I said, sometimes especially, I try not to judge in trailers early on, but sometimes farming sims with the world building and level design have the unfortunate tendency to like make stuff a little too open. And like very empty feeling. And you see that with open world games trying to replicate Breath of the Wild, is they'll either be too cluttered because in some areas, because they're like, put a big city in, it has to be cluttered. And then they'll be like, for the open world, just clear it of anything, it has to be open. But this, like, oh, look at these steps that you can jump down and then you can climb partially up, I bet, but not get up there. Look at the fencing, look at the foliage and the pathing. You've got a little cave down here. Like, this is good stuff. Okay, the houses don't directly sink into the hills, but this is very Hobbiton inspired, I think is what I like too, that you have this hill going up and you have a house rested against it. Like, look at this curve. That's a good curve. You've got a chicken up there. That's good level design. The little city itself? And it looks like it has like the isometric fixed camera. Or not fully isometric, I guess, but yeah, I know some of their games have been a little more top-downy and some have been a little more like free camera, but I really like this setup for the world they have. Okay, so I'm very excited for that. I'm not sure if I'll get it on release or not, but will definitely enter my Life Sim backlog. My girl Samus. Oh, is she looking lovely as usual? This game looks hype. I'm very excited to see how it ties into the lore of everything, but also it's clearly like its own thing too. It has its own identity already. Pikmin! Great of a king, thank you for the raid. We are, or the Great Sofa King. It showed up in all lowercase, and I was like, huh. But we were just analyzing the Nintendo Direct trailer. Did you all just watch that as well? Cause that was a good trailer for me. I'm a Metroid fan and I'm a huge Tomodachi Life believer and truther, so the Life Sim stuff actually might have been my favorite. Like, Metroid Prime here was obviously a big hit. And something I'm going to get extremely hyped as we get closer to it. Like this, it gives off such Twilight Princess vibes also, with the cinematics. Rhythm Heaven looks good. It looks nice and goofy, which is how I like my Rhythm Heaven games. Yeah, not a lot of new stuff. I wasn't actually expecting any new stuff, to be honest. I'm surprised we got so much at the end of the Direct. I was expecting it to all be established information, maybe a few, like new indie stuff or new AA stuff, some third-party ports and like rumored information, but especially because I'm expecting the heavy hitters and like the things you see about memed with like Nintendo Direct predictions. I'm expecting some of those to randomly be in the Switch 2 presentation next week. Like, if you have any, they're going to remake this big game, they're gonna do a new installment in a big Nintendo franchise, they're gonna do a new 3D Mario. I genuinely think we'll get some of those next week for Switch 2. I feel like they did this with the Wii U and Switch transition as well, and the DS to 3DS transition is they do a direct, usually a month beforehand, but they do a direct a little beforehand to be like, hey, here's like all the information that's not related to the upcoming console, so we're gonna give you all of it at once, whether it's got a lot of bangers or whether it's just kind of more of the usual stuff. They just get all that information out of the way so that when the big direct rolls around, they can focus on just those titles. You gotta get ready for work. I gotta get ready for work in a few minutes, but yeah, I'll see you around. Thank you for the raid. To all those raiders, hello. My name is Emily Cookie Dough, and I am a level designer professionally, and I also stream here on the channel a lot because I'm a big Nintendo fan. I'm a big Nintendo fan, and I'm a big like life sim fan, and JRPG fan as well. So we're a variety channel. Usually during weeknights, like later tonight, I do some game dev streams. Right now, I'm remaking some Kid Icarus Uprising arenas in Unreal Engine 5, since Nintendo won't do it themselves yet. And then otherwise, we like to do our variety streams on the weekend. So like this Saturday we're playing Sims 3, and then on Sunday we are going to be making a Nintendo Direct Switch 2 hype card, like a bingo card for all the hype announcements we want to see. And then we're going to jump back into our Tears of the Kingdom 100% that I'll hopefully finish sometime this year. And we will also definitely be watching the Switch 2 Direct next week. Yeah, this cafe game, I want this to be good because it has all the components, but all I've seen of like the actual cafe experience is like the inventory thing. I haven't... So yeah, my perception of it is that it's just an inventory management game with plot, which is still good, but when you slap the word cafe on there, it makes me think you'll actually be doing a little interactive things to brew the drinks. It looks like you just combine the ingredients, it's added to your inventory, and then voila. So that's a little disappointing. So I kind of need to watch more gameplay of this before I see if it's something I'd want to put in my backlog. This game looks gorgeous. It's basically looks like a Stardew Valley like game, but it's focused. Its setting is like Magic University. It's giving a very like Kiki delivery service with a little bit of a more like modern university setting. So I'm very interested in this. Our next life sim we're gonna play on the channel is Fantasy Life I, coming out next month. We've been waiting on that one a while, but if we're in a life sim mood still at the end of the year, I will definitely consider grabbing this. Cause this looks so good. It says holiday 2025, so we got some time to think about it. Yeah. This Tomodachi game, I don't think I'll actually like buy it anytime soon because it looks kind of like just a bunch of mini games, which is stuff I would have like played. They had an online like Tamagotchi game that I played for free. So if it's free to play, I'll happily download it, but I don't know if it has like full like life sim game capabilities or not from this trailer alone, but I love them. Buns! Bro, Rhythm Heaven's alive. I know, where did they put Rhythm Heaven near the end, didn't they? But yeah, Pokemon ZA. I already talked about it during this thing, but love it. Very excited for that. I love the little. I gotta hear her talk again.
Rhythm games.
Boop.
You wanna see?
Boop. She's perfect.
Just press the button to jump through the ring.
Boop. I had a feeling this was Rhythm Heaven, like as soon as I saw her, honestly, but
it sounds easy.
This little dude just confirmed it in my mind. Look at him.
The timing is super tricky. Maybe you could try it in time to a rhythm.
I think what they say, 2026. That's me. That's me as a baby.
In this game, you
They're
might
so
do almost
perfect.
anything, but you'll need to do it in rhythm.
I'm so excited they're bringing love to some of like some franchises that have needed it for a while. Like the Switch just breathes new life into these franchises, man. I'm glad they're not just doing that for the big ones, they're doing it for the titles that really need it.
Rhythm Heaven Groove.
And that doll. Look at that doll. Look at him. Look at that boy. She's so like, she's dressed like a fairy, but she's also kind of gremlin coded. Just her expression. Oh, she's perfect. She's perfect. W protagonist. This virtual game card thing, this is pretty interesting. So yeah, you'll be able to they mentioned this is a feature they developed to also work with Switch 2, because I think this is a way to keep people from like getting rid of their Switch 1 completely but still having the Switch 2, which I'm going to not trade my Switch 1 just because I've always regretted when I've traded in my consoles, even though that was the only option financially for me growing up. I've looked back and been like, damn, that was a really nice that was a really nice console I had. But yeah, I think it's so that you can have both of them still and it's easier to swap between, which my thinking was always like, well, just fully download the game on your own. But yeah, it does take time to download games. It's a lot quicker on Switch, but it can still take a while. So this is basically saying, as long as you link up with your local play, like at the start of the day, then you can transfer those cards virtually as if they were a real game card. So I need to see it in practice, I guess, a little more to fully get it. I think it's also for like if you're on the Nintendo family plan to swap games more easily, which
when purchasing the digital version of a game
will be useful
onto your system as a virtual game.
Will be useful whenever I want to have some family, if they want to try out a game, be like, yeah, you can. Basically, it's like a Steam library at that point. Be like, yeah, you can borrow this game and see if you like it. Transfer the games, then bury your Switch 1 if you get a Switch 2. Why are you gonna give it a funeral? Let's see, yeah, they did that. They did the sizzle reel. A few more announcements. And then this. This is I would have put this on the bingo card for Switch 2. It sounds like the time limit, it automatically goes after 2 weeks, Buns. which I think you can manually extend it probably, or just immediately rent it back out. It doesn't delete your save data. But I think it's more like if somebody's like, oh yeah, I'll get the game back to you, and they just like are really bad about doing that, it automatically just pops back into your library for you to make that choice after 2 weeks. So it's not a situation of you never get your you never get your game back. It lived a shorter life than most Switches, but that's no less important. Just, oh my gosh. I can't believe Tomodachi Life is back. He's back. This is when I really started suspecting this right here is what Tomodachi Life is. That is 90% of what happens in Tomodachi Life. I'm not even being funny. So much of it is you scrolling through the apartments, only to see your, like me, crouched in a corner ripping ass. I appreciate that there's now a little fart cloud to confirm that ass has been ripped in the vicinity. We're analyzing this one frame by frame. I have work in like a few minutes, but we're analyzing this one frame by frame. A lot of the art assets remind me a bit of Animal Crossing. I don't think they ripped them straight from there, obviously, but I think maybe in terms of how to bring a franchise to the Switch, they worked with that team for inspiration. Or maybe there's several art members that worked on that also worked on this. The way the hair and the faces are, I am almost certain this is the Miitopia Switch Mii editor with the makeup options and the hair options. Like, this is the like color ombres and the way like the faces look a bit different from the normal Miis. If this thing has the Miitopia creator and you could still have kids in this game, what in the world are those kids going to look like? Because I'll remind you, we have a character in our Sims playthrough right now, because she was a huge party member in our Miitopia playthrough, called Princess This. And she's just the JPEG Whooper meme. Just a JPEG Whooper meme that somebody just made and put on a Mii face. What would her children look like? What would the child of a JPEG look like? I'm hoping they haven't shown any babies yet, because this is just a teaser and it's coming in 2026 obviously, but that's been like the main pull, is like get married and have kids. So I'm hoping that's still the case. I hope you don't actually have a character in this game. I hope you still just have a lookalike. I hope you still mostly just observe them and there's things you want to control but you can't. I hope that it doesn't become too much like other life sims. Or wait, these are kids. These are kids. Look at these dudes. These are children. There's gotta be kids in the game.
How refreshing.
They still have the goofy ass voices. Oh, they still do the breakdancing. It's very much, it looks like a little more open, like maybe like Sims 3 open world where you can like go and zoom in on different lots. You had to like manually click into different areas in the DS games. But I'm guessing if maybe you just zoom your camera over them. Oh, the fighting. I also forgot to mention, your Miis are like very abusive. If like someone takes their teddy bear, they'll throw a brick at someone else's head. Like, they're a little abusive. I love them. Okay, what do we got? What do we got here? We got... Oh gosh, let's break it all down. We've got the beach. The beach is a I know sometimes there's like a pole you can hold on the quiz. So I've seen some clips of people like holding the pole on the beach, and it's like, should I take the forever sleep? Yes or no? And all the me's will go and stand on the side that says yes for some reason, and they'll be like, this is the correct choice. So I hope they bring that feature back. That would be lovely. It looks like they do. So how Tomodachi Life originally worked is you had all the single people were in an apartment building, and once you got married you moved into housing. This currently looks like I think everyone gets their own house, which makes me wonder, is there married housing, or do you like merge houses? Is marriage here? They promise gay marriage in the next one. Where is the gay marriage housing? We'll see. I do really like the apartment. It is hard. It looks like they're moving away from that with this. The apartment is kind of the draw of Tomodachi Life, but if that is the swap out to have a more open world like this, I'm very game. We've got, this looks like a little restaurant down here. Tomaria, a little pizzeria, I'm guessing. You have a cafe that they can spill a lot of drama at, so I'm guessing this is the equivalent as a little pizza place. This must be the antique store, right price, quick build. This must be, the equivalent of this is there's like an interior shop. You can buy a new interior for your apartment building, in Tomodachi Life, so this must be housing stuff you can do. This gotta be the grocery store. The Me News Now? Or Me Network News? This is also a staple of Tomodachi Life. They'll just, I think twice a day, give you the weirdest news reports you've ever seen in your life. They've got a clothing store, and actually this is an interior spot. So I wonder if this is for interiors and then this is for exteriors. And then we've got a little park over here. Oh, hydrate. Thank you for the hydrate.
Tomodachi Life, living the dream.
I would be very disappointed if that is how they avoid the gay marriage promise, is being like, oh, well, there's not marriage in the game. But to be honest, Nintendo's pretty diverse, like genuinely diverse with, at least, I feel like they're more diverse actually in Japan, because I've noticed it's some censoring when it gets over to the West that happens, specifically with like the Splatoon franchise and stuff. Some censoring happens. But yeah, I don't think they would be opposed to gay marriage in Tomodachi Life anymore, but I do feel like if they get rid of marriage in general, that would be the reason it would be a little sus to me. But since it looks like there are kids.
Did you want to talk?
Aw. Glad that was only a dream.
Actually, you know what? They have ears. Did they have ears in Miitopia? Hold on a minute. I gotta do some research. Let's see. Miitopia. Ears? You had to use stickers to give them ears. Hold on a minute. I've made a huge discovery. There's no way they put stickers mimicking ears on all of these characters, right? For a teaser trailer? Did they have ears in the first Tomodachi Life? They didn't have them in Miitopia. No! Oh my god! They're evolving! They're evolving! They have ears! They can hear us! Look at that!
Did you want to talk?
that was only a dream.
This is the happiest day of my life.
That was Tomodachi Life Living the Dream, the first new entry in the series in over 10 years.
The playthrough of this is gonna go
In
so
the trailer,
crazy, you
we saw
guys.
Mii characters living on an island out at sea. What kinds of
Maybe we
interactions
have
do you
to bring
think they'll
back
have?
Miitopia at the end of
We
this
hope you're
year,
looking forward
rather
to it.
than sometime next year. Maybe we gotta get the gang back together.
Thank you for watching today's Nintendo Direct so far.
Want to hear what Miyamoto said again
Our
at the
final
end?
announcement is something a little different that's not a game. Here's Mr. Miyamoto to introduce it.
Hello, I'm Shigeru Miyamoto. Thank you for watching today's Nintendo Direct.
Thank you.
Since 2011, Nintendo Direct has
Oh yeah,
delivered
the news
Nintendo
thing.
news directly.
That's right,
to
that's
you.
right. I remember
And
the
now-
news thing. 'Cause yeah, this is just, you don't have to believe those fake Twitter accounts that are like, there's a Nintendo Direct happening. Trust me. Which I was actually going to, when I start up these like YouTube videos I want to do, one of the topics that you guys did vote on, so it's one I want to get to earlier in the year rather than later, is like how the 3DS eShop was genuinely like my gaming news source when I was a kid. So I think, yeah, I'll download this and see what it's like, and I think that would be an interesting place to end the video, is like this maybe being a worthy equivalent of that for the modern day. I hope that on iPhone this has like a widget mode so that this can just be on my screen all the time. Or when I wake up, oh, I hope I can set it to a widget on like my lock screen so that I can wake up and know if there's any Nintendo news to start my day. This might have like ended seasonal depression around the world. They might have cured it. Oh my god. Well, I'm supposed to clock into work here in a bit, and I do have a meeting to prep for in a little over an hour anyway. So I am going to let me see if anyone we know is live here that we can raid. I think it's just me. Oh my goodness. I'm the only one up. So yeah, I got to go ahead and sign off for now and clock into work. I should be able to, this Nintendo Switch 2 Direct is probably going to be a little longer, but it's also probably, it starts an hour earlier than the one today. So I should be able to react to that and like analyze it a bit longer with y'all and do a raid after that one. But yeah, I gotta actually just run and get stuff ready at work, so I will leave you guys with some tunes. And yeah, we will pick stuff back up later tonight with the game dev stream. I'll simmer on this information and keep yapping about it then, I'm sure. Otherwise, Sims 3 on Saturday, Nintendo Bingo Card, and Zelda on Sunday, and we'll be back here next Wednesday morning for the big direct, the big one. But yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me this morning. Have a great rest of your day. See ya.